Hey world, it's Justin. Quick little special tidbit here for you. We are doing a new thing we're calling AtND Needle Drops. And this came about because the Erly, our favorites, the Erly, reached out to me the other day and mentioned they had a new show coming up and a new single, and they wanted to do some quick promo for it, but we didn't have the time or whatnot to do a full interview. They'd just been on not that long ago, and everyone's busy, so we thought, hey, let's hop on the call real quick and just get the quick deets about this new single and this upcoming show. And so that's what we did. So the Erly joins me to talk about their new single, which is coming out on February 27th, and to plug their upcoming show with Be the Band at Stockroom East on March 7th. So check out my chat with the band and be sure to get that single and get some tickets to that show. Hopefully I'll see you there. All right, enjoy. Here's to life. You guys reached out to me. This is just a little check-in to promote some stuff. So what's going on, you guys?
Yeah, we got a couple things coming up in close proximity. We have a new song coming out February 27th, and then we have a big show at Stockroom East in South Bend on March 7th.
March 7th, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the single coming out. What do you have in store for us there?
Well, it was one of the songs that didn't make the cut on the last album, Salem Lights. Like, we kind of just didn't really fit with the rest of the track list, so we kind of held on to it, and it just felt like a good time to release it now.
It almost feels like we kind of grew into the song. Like, the song was some beacon of future jams to come. And yeah, it really fits with what we're doing now, and it's a great kind of dancing song. I feel like it's just it made sense kind of by itself as a single. We feel like.
Yeah, and I feel like it's definitely the last of that batch of songs from Salem Lights before we move into the next chapter. And I don't know, just like you were saying, it feels more relevant now because it is different from all those other songs, but it more aligns with what we do live and what comes next, basically. And yeah, it's definitely a jammer. There's a lot of solos on it, so it's fun.
Awesome. So when you say you grew into it, that it kind of evolved, was that something you guys found through the live experience, through playing that before an audience?
I think so. And I think kind of we discovered things as a band. That song we recorded with Drew Stoltz, an extra guitar player. So when we were in the room recording it, I think there was kind of a heightened energy of the musicians with each other. And that's something we've really leaned into as a priority for our live shows. So I think that has a similar spirit in that way to how it was recorded.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is something we've talked about before with you guys about the music that you're writing, having this final evolution on the stage. So tell me about how that works for you guys. What is it about playing it on stage? Is it the audience? Is it you guys in that moment together? How does the song have that final turn in those moments when you're playing it live?
I think it just comes from a lot of improvising. Like, we already know the structure of the song, but when you play it live, you kind of just make up stuff on the spot to see what works and what doesn't work. So I guess kind of just trial by fire. Like, you just keep chipping at it until you come across something that works, and then you just build off that, pretty much.
Yeah, and I also think doing it live, you do have the audience, not only to feed off like the energy of the audience, but also it kind of makes you lock in a little bit too, because you're like, all right, we're in front of people, we're playing, let's take it some cool places. But like, I don't know, there's an attitude versus in the studio where it's like, okay, we're recording this, and it's just the band and like the recording engineer. But yeah, like it's kind of endless. But we're with the live show, you can chase something, and then it's kind of, I don't know, more tangible in a way. I don't know if you guys would agree with that or not, but yeah.
Nope, strongly disagree. No, it's funny what's really cool about the live scenarios. There's been times where something didn't land. For instance, one time Faces in the Attic ended this long jam section and it just kind of fell apart. But instead of us just kind of giving up, we harnessed that, and ever since that happened, we've kind of made that part of the jam. Yeah, when you're in front of people, like you said, Fran, it's hard to let something fall apart. You kind of just try to keep it locked in,
Mm.
recover.
You're committed to what's happening, regardless of
Right.
how well it's going or not. Like you can't be
Yeah.
like, stop and let's go back and try that again. It's like what we did, what happened is what happened. And I think that kind of ties into how the Salem Lights whole album recording process and the new single and this batch of tunes and Blood for the Road too, the single that was already out. We kind of just went into it and made them what they are. From what happened in the moment, we went into it as a demo recording process, and it ended up being the record. So there was a commitment that just kind of happened, and we stuck with it because it turned out great.
Yeah, and I think kind of what you're saying, we went in there thinking there was demos, and somehow the majority of those songs were cohesive and like they worked together. And we were kind of surprised that a lot of the songs written on the spot or thought we were doing demos and it was the real version of the songs, but they were cohesive in a way. And there was just like this outlier, and now it doesn't feel like an outlier because of what we do live, but at the time it definitely was. But now it kind of grew into being cohesive with everything. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Faces in the Attic because I think that's become one of my more favorite live songs for you guys. So I'm trying to remember now what it was like when I first started hearing it from you versus what it is now, because now it just seems like a party, you know?
They are to an extent.
Yeah, I think it was from the love of watching other live bands kind of expand upon something. For instance, on the track Someone Else's Cafe from Dawes, there's like a huge jamming middle section, and we kind of wanted to go, well, what if we had something like that? And just kind of piece together a little jam sequence. And I don't think we've ever played a shortened or how would I put it, summarized version ever since.
Yeah, I know. I feel like at parties, sometimes if we're really feeling it, I'll just signal the band just to keep going. We'll just do
Yep.
more rounds of that jam.
Yep.
Or we're watching the clock. And we're like, need
But
to shorten it.
Yeah, also like you were saying, Justin, I think an audience can really influence us that too. That was something that would happen at the shows we would play at the garage and garage arcade bar in South Bend. Sometimes there
Rest
would
in
be people
peace.
exactly.
Yeah. R.I.P.
blowing
man.
out. For when the crowd would be getting in our face, because with a flat stage, crowd's right there in front of you. If there's people right in front of you dancing to what you're doing, you kind of can't stop. Like the train is rolling, the audience becomes part of the train. And some of our shows at Elephant Bar these last winters and stuff have had a little bit of the same energy of like, these people are in it along with the ride for us, and like we can't stop the ride yet. Like it's got to keep going.
What does that look like on stage for you guys? How does that communication work? Is there sort of one ringleader that's kind of picking up on those things and signaling it, or is it everyone's kind of paying attention to each other? How are you communicating those things in the middle of a song?
There's definitely been times that I can recall where it could be someone else soloing or myself or just sequence, and literally out loud I'll go, keep going. Instead of like ending it or just kind of going, oh, I'm getting frustrated. It's like, well, how can you argue with them going, keep going? Yeah.
Right. Or if I've felt sometimes it's like if I'm taking a solo and I'm trying to signal like, all right, I'm ready to be wrapping up my ideas. I'm running out of thoughts here. And like, I kind of get a grin from Trevor. He's like, you're not done yet. You don't get out of this yet. Your solo continues. And
I'm not the sole ringleader, but if especially we're going to be trading or solos coming right after, so that communication has to be like between those two people, regardless of who it is. Um, and even if, say, for instance, Colin's going to take a section, if he starts looking around kind of more than usual, and usually a lot of it comes down to eye contact, a little bit of head. Usually off stage watching it, it's like, how did we ever communicate any of that correctly? Because sometimes it's just like a subtle nod, and it's like, damn, and we all kind of understood that. So
yeah, and I feel like my direct eye contact with Colin sometimes really plays a big thing with like, okay, we're done with this, or like, oh no, we're still going. Because he'll look back to me like, all right, is it time to sing? And I'm like, nope, it's not time to sing yet. And I don't know, I feel like I get that eye contact with you quite a bit too, Simon, where it's like, you know, or because I'm always watching you guys and kind of seeing your mannerisms and seeing where to take it, because I feel like the drums are, you know, you really got to watch where they're heading because of the energy and the volume, and sometimes if you misread it, it can be a little devastating sometimes. But but yeah, no, I feel like Colin, you and I have a pretty direct line of, it's like, okay, it's time to take it into the verse now.
I agree. It's just that nonverbal eye contact to kind of just know when to go into the next section, just when it feels right. I guess it's based around whether someone's soloing, in which case that person might nod, or if it is just an instrumental, then yeah, kind of that rhythm section, looking at each other, knowing when to transition.
Yeah, I think I've screamed like over the band. I forget what I usually say. It's like I felt like you're heaven, like when we're coming out of it. I forget what I usually say, but it's something usually along the lines of like, all right, let's hit it, let's end it, you know, let's land the plane. Yeah,
Yep.
but
plane. Yeah.
but I have to be like screaming to get the point across. Yeah, over the hum of the engines. Yeah.
That energy, that chemistry you guys have on stage, I think that's such a part of what makes you a great live band. I mean, you're always my favorite to go see. Unfortunately, also, you seem to have a tendency to have your shows scheduled the same night as other favorite bands of mine, and I'm always in this like moment of like, oh, where do I go? But I choose you guys so often because you have that chemistry that's just like, you fill the room. I mean, I remember the last time Paul and I were at Elephant Bar watching you guys, and man, just like, you could not escape it. You could be the guy in the corner, you know, like by himself, lamenting life, sipping a beer, who had no interest in the band, and all of a sudden you're just like yanked into it because it's there.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because I think sometimes the best shows are the least planned ones for us. To say that we had maybe an idea of a couple tunes we wanted to touch on that night was probably the extent we went on pre-planning any of that. So what's really cool about that is going out to perform. It is so call by the hand that honestly, even if we had a pretty well written out set list, it probably divvied up and varied throughout the night, kind of feeling out. Sometimes Fran will be like, let's keep it with a high note on the next one instead of maybe cooling off just yet. And still on a dime, there could be a tune we haven't played in like 3 or 4 months, but if we played the hell out of it years previous, then it's going to be just as good as if we rehearsed the one previous to it, you know? So really it's an energy that is equal parts fun, but the communication is key. I think it's kind of knowing, okay, on this section, there's going to be a hit that we're used to hearing. Maybe it's not necessarily muscle memory, but we're going to latch onto that or play around with it a little bit. You're genuinely seeing us improvise. I feel very eloquently.
Well, yeah, and I feel like you said something very interesting too, because I feel like sometimes, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but sometimes when we play those songs we haven't played in 4 months or in a year, a few years and we just get up there and play it, sometimes those are the best ones we jam because like we really are living in a moment, like not scripted, like from a rehearsal 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks previously. And sometimes those ones, since they are kind of like pulling them out, it can be a little more fresh in a way. And those ones just create some of the wildest jams and we go crazy places. Yeah.
And sometimes they stick with us. I think there were, I don't remember specifically what show it was. I think it would have been on one of the week runs or so where I would have started an intro to Hey Amanda, but because Trevor usually starts the intro to that song, I started it at probably half the speed of the tempo of the normal tempo of the song. And sometimes that will get taken over and Trevor will restart it in the right tempo. But I think that one time we kind of just rolled with it and played it at more of a chill tempo. And we kind of adopted that sometimes for a way more laid back version of the song that ended up in the way we do an arrangement of 3 of those songs together. So sometimes if an accident happens, a really happy accident, it'll stick with us and we'll kind of latch on to the magic that can happen in those happy accidents.
I remember, was that the gig we did Tracing Circles? I don't think we had even touched that tune in probably a year or two. And I remember it feeling really good for having not played it for a while. Because Isaac was definitely on bass. I just can't remember if Drew was in the middle one or on the last one. This is just thinking out loud on tunes that I know we didn't rehearse that went really well. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you mention that? What's the name of the single that's coming out?
Moving Up.
Moving Up. All right, cool. All right. So yeah, 2/27 coming out. So everyone keep an eye on the feeds for that. And then while we're talking live shows, you mentioned March 7th, Stockroom East in South Bend. Great venue, great local venue. So what do we have in store for that? Speaking of Isaac, the exclamation point of "Be the Band." Are we gonna see him back up there? It's been fun seeing him with you guys.
Shoot. Yeah, we talked about it a couple times. There's I'm not going to say when or what. You might. Let's just say that. Yeah, you might.
Okay. I have to say that extra, the last time I saw you guys with that opportunity then to have that extra guitar up there, I mean, Colin, like, and you guys are killing it. It was mind blowing. So that extra freedom you have up there when you have Isaac up there on bass is really something.
Yeah, he's awesome. He doesn't
go
out the sound.
Yeah. I mean, let's not compliment him too much. We don't want it to go to his head. We know how he is, but yeah.
I feel like when we have Isaac there, because we played a show in Indianapolis like a week ago, and Isaac Be the Band was opening, and we had Isaac join us for the last song, and it allowed Colin to go full front man. It was crazy. He was just singing lead vocals and going crazy and harmonica.
Yeah, he was able to pull a surprise on us. We had gone out to a bar and we rode with him all the way down, Colin, that is. And up until that point of the final moment before like the last chorus ending of 55, he pulls out a harmonica that he had not, unbeknownst to us, had been carrying this entire time. And so initially I thought it was like feedback coming from the mic. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. But then it was him soloing on a harmonica. So we were all genuinely as surprised. The crowd was surprised. Everyone was very filled up with excitement.
I know. That's someone filmed it. It's on our Instagram, and like you can see one of the guys from Be the Band just go like, "Oh!" And there's some point where it's probably halfway through that video, you can just hear Trevor go, "What?"
Yeah, and for Stockroom East, I cannot confirm or deny, but there will probably be more than 4 people on the stage for the entire show. So,
okay, all right, that's all right.
We can confirm there is going to be a 5th person, Mr. Drew Stoltz. He is going to be there on guitar. So, he's going to be jamming.
Yep. Yeah. Drew's great. Seen Drew play live a couple times, so that's fun. And it looks like B is playing with you at that Stockroom show, right? So
yes.
Cool. Well, listen, this is not me putting in a request, or maybe it is, but I'm a big fan of, I want some more harmonica in my rock and roll, and I want more saxophone in my rock and roll. Just putting that out there. So,
Well, it looks like I got a couple weeks to practice then. Step 1, get a saxophone.
Step 2, find a pocket to fit that in. All right, so we got the single coming out. We got the Stockroom East show. Anything else you want the folks out there to know about with you guys?
I'd probably say just stay tuned, because if you like this new song that's going to be coming out in a couple weeks or so, then you might like what we have in store for the next couple months or a few months from now, to sound as vague as possible.
Yeah,
yes,
there's a lot of
vague and mysterious.
There's a lot of stuff in the pipe that's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely some more releases, I guess. That's a way to put it.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. That's exciting. I'm always happy to have new Erly in my life, so that's never a bad thing. So, all right. Well, thanks for reaching out, and again, as always, keep me posted so we can do these things and let people know when you guys have some cool things happening. So again, the single comes out on February 27th. And then tickets are on sale right now for that Stockroom East show on March 7th. You got Be the Band and the Erly at Stockroom East. Gonna be a great show. All right, guys. Well, thank you much, and take care, all right?
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
All right, I'll see you soon. You've been listening to Anywhere the Needle Drops from Red Chuck Productions. Keep up on new episodes of this show, our live events, and various creations and other happenings over at redchuckproductions.com, or by following us on social media at Red Chuck Productions. Special thanks to Hero Jr. for our theme music. You can check them out over at herojuniormusic.com. That is Hero, Hero, Junior, JR, music.com. A big shout out to Paul Clemson and Theory One Productions for handling sound duties and so much more. Check out their magic over at theory1productions.com. And a big thank you to Earthworks Audio for outfitting the Red Chuck studio. See their microphones and their other products over at earthworksaudio.com. Be sure to support all of our guests by visiting their websites, social media, clicking that subscribe button, seeing them live, and checking out their merch stores. Give musicians and artists your money. We'll be back with the next episode. Until then, thank you for your time. Here's to life.